All right, let's talk about one of the biggest conflicts happening in the world right now. But it's not one you're going to see on the nightly news. It's an invisible war being fought right now in Silicon Valley. And honestly, it could define the next 100 years of technology.
So what if I told you that the biggest war in the world right now isn't between countries, but between two tech giants? Yeah, this is not just about who sells more phones or gets more clicks. We are talking about a high-stakes, knockdown, drag-out fight for the future of information, for intelligence itself, and really for who gets to control the operating system for our entire world. So on one side, you've got the empire, Google. I mean, for more than 20 years, they've been the undisputed king of information. Their dominance in search, it's been absolute. And then, on the other side, you've got the challenger, OpenAI, the scrappy, disruptive force that basically started a revolution with a simple chat box.
So, how did this whole war even kick off? It all started with one single product launch that sent, and I mean literal shockwaves through Silicon Valley. It was the moment a sleeping giant finally woke up.
Okay, so back in 2022, OpenAI drops ChatGPT. And you got to understand, this wasn't just another cool app. No, this was a fundamental shift in how we get information. Think about it. For decades, we've all been trained to search, then click a bunch of links. That's the entire foundation of Google's multi-billion-dollar business, right? Suddenly, people could just ask a question and get a straight answer. This was a direct shot right at the heart of Google's empire. And for the very first time in its dominant history, Google felt real fear. This wasn't just a new competitor. It was an existential threat. The game had completely changed, like overnight. Their entire business model was suddenly on the ropes.
And so, the empire, now wide awake, declared a code red. It was time to strike back. And they did it with a mobilization of resources that, frankly, only a company like Google could even dream of.
Inside Google, it was an absolute all-hands-on-deck sprint. We're talking the top brass, CEO Sundar Pichai, DeepMind CEO Demis Hassabis, in daily war rooms. The goal was super clear. Pull all the AI efforts together under one roof at DeepMind and stop letting brilliant research just sit in a lab. The new mission? Get it into products people can use, and do it fast.
And listen, don't just take my word for how intense this is. Demis Hassabis, the head of Google DeepMind, called it the most ferocious and intense competition the tech industry has ever experienced. I mean, wow, that tells you everything you need to know. This is a battle unlike anything we've ever seen.
Okay, so where exactly is this war being fought? Well, it's not just one place. It's happening on a bunch of new battlegrounds, from their core business models all the way down to the actual silicon chips that are powering this whole AI revolution.
All right, let's talk strategy, because this part is fascinating. OpenAI is going with a classic playbook, right? The freemium model. They give you a free taste, get you hooked, and then convert you to a paid subscription for all the powerful stuff. But Google, they're playing a totally different game. They're not just building a new destination. They are weaving their AI, Gemini, into the fabric of everything you already use. Search, your Android phone, Gmail, you name it. They're making their entire ecosystem smarter and, well, a whole lot harder to leave.
And this battle goes even deeper than software. We're talking about the hardware itself. You see, most companies, OpenAI included, they have to go out and buy these super expensive AI chips from NVIDIA. But Google has a secret weapon. They designed their own custom AI chips, their tensor processing units, or TPUs. Now think about what that means. It gives them a huge economic advantage. It's not just about being faster. It's about making the cost of running all this AI way cheaper for themselves. In the long run, that's a power move that could let them outspend and undercut pretty much everyone else.
And look, this right here, this is Google's ultimate trump card. Just look at this AI stack. We're going from the very bottom, the chips and the servers, all the way up to the apps you use, and heck, even humanoid robots. Google is the only company that has a hand in every single one of these layers. That total control from top to bottom creates this massive defensive moat around their business. It's like a fortress that is just incredibly difficult for anyone else to attack. And you know what? This war is already moving past simple chatbots. The next big frontier, the thing they're all racing towards, is what's called agentic AI. We're talking about AI that doesn't just respond to you, but actually acts for you. Just imagine an AI that doesn't just answer a question, but goes ahead and manages your calendar, books your travel, and does deep research for you, all without you having to lift a finger. That's the holy grail. That's where this is all going. It's funny,
just a little over a year ago, Wall Street was basically writing Google off. They were getting hammered. Everyone was convinced they were falling hopelessly behind in the AI race. But now, after that code red mobilization, the story is starting to look, well, very, very different.
And the market has definitely taken notice. I mean, just look at this chart. Since late 2024, Alphabet, that's Google's parent company, has seen its stock just surge right past Microsoft, who, remember, is OpenAI's biggest partner. That's not just a little blip on the radar. That's a huge signal that the big money on Wall Street is now betting that Google's strategy is the one that's going to win.
And it's not just about what investors think, it's about what people are actually using. You can see right here, OpenAI still has the lead, for now, but that lead is shrinking. And meanwhile, look at Google's Gemini. It has just exploded. Its traffic share is up by more than 230%. That integration strategy we talked about, it is absolutely 100% paying off. This quote from market analyst Eric Clark just says it all, doesn't it? Right now, Google has the hot hand. The whole narrative has flipped. The momentum has completely shifted. A year ago, the smart money was on the challenger. Today, the empire has the hot hand. And Google isn't slowing down. They are pressing their advantage with just overwhelming financial force. Get ready for this number? $185 billion. That's how much they might spend in a single year on things like data centers and chips. It is a staggering, mind-boggling amount of money, all aimed at one thing, cementing their dominance for the entire AI era. So at the end of the day, who cares, right? Why does this corporate squabble matter to you and me? Well, because the outcome of this war is going to have profound, and I mean profound, consequences for every single one of us. Because look at what's at stake here. The ultimate prize isn't just about market share. It's about who controls the very flow of information for the entire world. It's about who dominates brand new trillion-dollar markets. It's about who gets to shape the future of our jobs, our schools, our entire society. It really comes down to this. The company that controls AI controls the future. The stakes just could not be any higher. This isn't about the next cool app on your phone. This is about who builds and who owns the foundational technology that is literally going to run our world. So as these two titans go head-to-head, pouring unimaginable amounts of money and brain power into this fight for supremacy, the real question isn't just who's winning today. The real question we all have to start asking ourselves is, who is winning the war for our collective future?